So my son, he has an older sister, and his older sister loves sparkly things. It's just her thing. She's a girl, right? And she's very girly. And so she has all of these sparkly shoes lying around. And so my son decided that he wanted to go and put on his sister's sparkly shoes. And I went to him and I said, no, those are girl shoes. I said, no, those are girl shoes. We don't wear those. And he said, and he started to fuss. He said, no, he said, I won't say her name. I want her shoes. I want her shoes. And I said, those are girl things. And then I took him to the Western Outfitters over here in Van Nuys, and I got him a pair of cowboy boots, and he will not take off his cowboy boots. Now, the way the left would see that is me cruelly crushing his spirit. Perhaps he just wants to be a girl. Perhaps he wants to be raised in an effeminate manner. Yeah, except that by me giving him the choice.
Okay, Ben, first, I know this is going to surprise you, but no one's going to drag you just because you took, like, your kid to Western Outfitters. What we are dragging you about is you actually made up gender, and now you're making up gender rules. So here's the thing. Like, kids will be kids. It doesn't matter if they're cis, trans, or otherwise. Hell, cisgendered boys go on and try, like, sparkly shoes a lot. They play around a lot. And honestly speaking, it's okay. And they don't have to turn out gay or trans or anything for it. What we are saying is because you're not allowing him to be a kid, naturally as kids are, just to play around with things and that, and you're ostracizing him and keeping him from doing it and telling him it's wrong, we need to go to the store and say, yeah, you're limiting his options. So no, he didn't make a free choice. That's the point. And it's not a point, like, to say he's trans and now he'll be cussed for life. We're not even saying that. We're saying let kids be kids, and kids will do the damnedest things. And they will try the damnedest things. Daughters will try and fit in their father's oversized pants. Guess what? That's what kids do when kids play. Kids do the damnedest things. Like, you have no idea. And I can twist you around some tails. So, yeah, when the left says something like that, they're not saying you're awful or this or that. They're saying that they're not being you, in other words. They're saying that you're limiting the kids' options to be creative, to be themselves, whatever that may mean. They may try it on for one day and then get tired of it and move on to the next thing, as kids often do. But policing what they do, as you just did there, is what's bad for them. Because when you set that up early, you tell them what's socially acceptable for them regardless. So, and here's the other side of that. Regardless of what you do now, if your kid ends up getting wearing heels for the rest of his life, he's going to do so regardless. If he ends up transitioning and he's a she, that's going to happen regardless. Nothing you do right now will change that. The only thing that will change is when he gets older, how much he has to struggle with himself. But, again, I digress. You're not letting kids be kids. That's the point. Seriously, like, when I was younger, a kid throwing on a wig was funny as all hell. It was just seen as the child being themselves. And people smiled, and they didn't think anything of it. And that's seriously what it is. If it turns into anything more, it will, regardless of what you do now. The only question is, if it will, how much suffering he'll have to go through for your indoctrination into this gendered system. But if not, he may be fine. Or he may find himself in other trouble. Like I said, this goes a lot of ways. Men just don't go out to football games. You have men that go out and love ballet dancing. And they're not gay. And they're not trans. But they have a hard time dealing with it because guess what? Their fathers are misogynistic and sexist. And they give them instructions like this, which teaches them to hate that part of themselves. That's what the left is going on about. The only one screaming identity politics is not the left, it's the right. And you snowflakes have got to stop it before enough of your damaged children rise up and say no more. Because at that point, you're going to be outnumbered by the kids who say no more. Just a thought. You can't keep this game going on forever. There is a tipping point, and there's karma coming.